Hot 103, which I wound up being a part of later on when it was WKTU in 2000. Um, there was an artist named Sapphire, and she was a big freestyle artist. Freestyle is a form of dance after house records. It was they originally called it Latin hip hop, and we'll definitely do a show on freestyle. I have crazy freestyle stuff. Anyway, Sapphire was a big thing, and she had a brother that was in a group called N More, and probably the biggest record out in freestyle was called You'll Never Find. Biggest record. I was playing 3 nights a week at that time. That was my peak record. Sometimes played twice a night, which I didn't like to do, but it was that big. And the station, the number one station playing this stuff was Hot 103. And her brother had a problem with the other members of the group. And what happened was he left the group. So now these two other guys are performing as End More, which is the name of the group. And she goes to the guy, Joel, I think his name was Joel Sacco at the time, and said, if you play their record, I'm not going to do anything for you. So basically, they had Summer Jam and whatever they're doing at Christmas and all these stupid shows. And she was the headliner. They needed her. So she basically said, if you play that record, you're out of business with me, which was crazy. And they did. And the label this was on was a tremendous label. It was Micmac, which Marvin Schlachter from Prelude was a part owner in.
That's where you met Biz Markie.
That's where I met Biz Markie, exactly. So what happens is this record to this day is probably as big as the Sapphire records. And the point of the story is when people go back and look, they look at the old logs of a radio station, what was played, doesn't come up. So when people do a top 10 or a top 20 of freestyle at that time, this record won't come up if they're using the radio database, the clear channel database, which is insane because that's not accurate. It's
Yeah.
not